Welcome everybody to We Geek Podcast. Today is October 18th, 2017. My name is Adam, joined by my good friend Logan.
Hello.
What up? And yeah, dude, so sorry about last week. It was a hectic week for both of us. I know you're busy. You got your new job, right?
Yeah, I may have another one here by the end of the week. So.
Oh, damn. That's awesome.
Look, man, when I've really got to do something, I'm gonna do it. So.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I was super busy too. It seemed like every day something was popping up, and and some good news. My old man doesn't need a surgery we thought he would need, so that's good.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, so that was some relief for the week, but other than that, man, I've just been working and and playing some video games, and I'll talk about a little bit later. I don't want to spoil anything, but I watched the new Star Trek.
Yeah, I finally got caught up last night. Like, I hadn't watched the last three. Yeah.
I haven't seen the latest one. I think I've seen 4 of them.
Okay. Yeah, because the newest one just went up Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we could talk about that a little bit later. And at least I guess since you've seen the first 4, we can kind of go into a little bit of spoilers for those. But yeah, man. So what have you been up to except for like working like crazy?
Yes, that and watching. I saw. God, what have I actually seen since the last time we did this? I saw American Made. Was good. Definitely glad I had Movie Pass for it. I don't know if I would call that a Redbox for sure. And if you're bored and you've got time for a cheap matinee, yeah, go for it. Why not? And interestingly enough, the other day, for the same reason, I was like, well, I've got the day off. I've got Movie Pass. What's out? And I was torn between Happy Death Day and Blade Runner. And as much as I want to see Blade Runner, I cannot sit in a movie theater for 3 hours. I can't do it, man. I wish
I don't believe that. I've seen you sit in the theater back to back.
Well, but that's different though. Like for one continuous movie.
Yeah.
I can't do. I start getting itchy and I've got to get up and wander. Now I can do like a bunch of movies in a row, but especially one that looks like Blade Runner does. Like it looks like it carries on being, kind of deep and bleak and sci-fi, like the first one was. And I just don't know if I can do that for 3 hours in a theater. So I'm gonna wait. I'm definitely gonna see it when it comes out digitally, no doubt. It's just it's too long for me to sit in one movie at a time for that.
Yeah.
So I went and saw Happy Death Day instead, and I'll tell you what. It was surprisingly enjoyable.
No. See, I've seen the poster for that. Like, what's it about?
It's basically a horror version of Groundhog Day.
Oh, so it just relives the day over and over again?
Yeah, this girl dies on it's her birthday, and she gets killed and wakes up, and it's her birthday, and she gets killed and wakes up, and it's her birthday. And so it's, it does seem like a derivative premise, but it's in the execution that's, pun mildly intended,
that's cool.
It actually isn't bad. If it's one that I would say if you've got time, go check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, dude. Man, that pass, I'm so jealous of you.
I'm telling you, man, it's so worth it. It's paid for itself for like 4 months now, I think, because I've seen like, what have I seen? 7 or 8 movies in the last 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm definitely ordering it. Man, yeah. It's just been so busy. And that's the thing. Like I've been wanting to set time aside to actually watch the first Blade Runner before I go out and watch the new one, and I don't know. I blame, first of all, Destiny.
That's fair.
Because I guess I do have time, but that just eats it up, man. I don't know if we'll talk about it later, but the Iron Banner, have you played any of it?
I haven't yet. I got WWE 2K18 early, so that's been where all my time's gone.
Ah, okay. I wasn't planning on playing much of it this week because I actually got Shadow of Mordor. Um,
Ah,
and I've loved PC gaming up until this very moment. It's a little hiccup, and it's not my PC's fault. It's Warner Brothers. So I figured, okay, this would be one of the first games that I get to. Actually, the Destiny demo was like, oh wow, it really showed off like what a PC can do for me. But that was just a demo, right?
yeah.
Where I was like, okay, Shadow of Mordor will be like a full-fledged game where I can like really dive into it and be a really cool experience. And then when I go to play it, I realize now with that kind of game, a third person action RPG or whatever you want to call it, it is good for a controller to control it because of what you got to do. And basically, any other game, I plug my PlayStation controller in, it shows the PlayStation prompts. When I do any Ubisoft game like For Honor or South Park, especially because there's real-time events that happen where you got to press X and triangle. It prompts it on the screen because it knows it's a PlayStation controller. This game lets me use the PlayStation controller, but it's all Xbox prompts. So when it says press X, I'm thrown off.
Because their X is the PlayStation's square, right?
Correct. Yes.
Oh,
and yeah. So it says press A, and I'm like, and I'm sitting here trying, and I was not having fun with it. I'm like, this is ruining my experience. So I did look online. They are going to patch in the support, but I don't know when that's going to be. So I'm just kind of patiently waiting. I did as much as I could with keyboard and mouse. I did as much as I could with the PlayStation controller until you start getting a little bit deeper when you actually have to pull off combos. The game feels great. The game looks great. The story is I don't know. I like Lord of the Rings, but I don't really understand. I guess what's like I get it. He's like a half elf, half human, whatever. And the whole point of it is you want to feel like a badass, and the orcs is the best part, their Cockney accents and how ridiculous they are and the things they talk about, and like it's absolutely ridiculous. But that's I don't know. So I kind of stopped playing that because I was like, well, I'm gonna wait until they patch it so I can use my PlayStation controller. So when an X pops up, I know what to press. A triangle. I'm not looking at my controller like an idiot.
Right.
But yeah, so I've been playing Destiny, and it's been a big problem with the Iron Banner. There's been a lot of backlash, understandably.
Really?
Yeah, with Iron Banner, you basically nothing from Iron Banner actually drops in Iron Banner, which is part of the problem, I think.
Well,
you get trash.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Right, you get coins basically. So if you lose a match, you get 2 coins. If you win a match, you get 5 coins. If you do any of the daily whatever missions inside of so like
Right.
before you would have bounties, where now you don't really have bounties, you just have like 3 daily bounties that if you complete you get 2 for each of those. So I never look at the bounties, I just play and then it will randomly pop up because I do however many kills or what have you.
Sure, yeah.
But I must have gotten 280 some freaking coins and I still don't have a full set. So
What?
yeah, so like you'll rack up these coins, and so you'll go up to what's his face, the guy who's in charge of Iron Banner, and you'll turn them in. You have to turn in I forget how many to get 1 engram, and that might have like a weapon, and I've gotten the same weapon 3 times out of it.
Oh man.
I've gotten 2 chest pieces, I've gotten 3 legs, but I don't get the ones that I need. So like the RNG is totally off. I feel like I'm banging my head against a wall with it. It's not fun. Like I can't put 200 hours into Iron Banner. It's it's just absolutely ridiculous. So
Yeah,
it's kind of really turned me off from Destiny, and I guess it couldn't be at a better time, dude, because we get a ton of games coming out.
Yep, 'tis the season.
Yeah, and like you said with the WWE, is it out on the Switch yet?
I don't know if it's day and date on the Switch. I think no, I think there's a delay. Give me a second and I can look that up because I know there wasn't a release date announced like when it was
October 17th, it says.
Is it on the No, it can't be on the Switch. I don't think is it really?
Um
I yeah, I guess.
I Oh no, release date December 31st, 2017, which is just a placeholder, so I imagine it will be probably early next year.
Okay, let me see. Let me go to hang on, let me go to
I went to GameStop, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna do that with just like popping open something else like Target or Best Buy or something.
Yeah.
So I guess they don't have an official release. Yeah, same thing. So
No official release date, yeah.
yeah,
So,
that's a bummer.
I don't. Yeah, that is a bummer. That's the thing about the 2K games. I have the last one, and I maybe played 6 hours of it because I did not have fun with it. I guess I just didn't get it.
Yeah, this
I
one
haven't played a wrestling game since Nintendo 64, so
this one goes back to that a little bit. Like I understand if you played like the career mode or whatever the hell it was in 17, and you're like,
nope.
oh, I don't understand how any of this, like the progression
Oh, yeah.
was not outlined at all. It wasn't talked about. They have smoothed it out so much in this one. It's actually fun. Because 17 was not fun. Like you really felt like you had no idea what you were doing or where you were going, and you're like, I'm working towards this thing, and you wind up that you're actually doing something totally different that you had no idea. It's their career or whatever they call it was seriously busted.
You like fight Enzo. I did start that where like you go against Enzo at the beginning and in NXT or whatever. You like work your way up, but I felt like I just wasn't doing it right. And I thought, well, if I on the Switch, I'd have it on the go, so that would be really cool to pull out. Like if I'm going over to, a family member's house and we're watching a movie or football or something like that, I can pop it out and chill, or I can sit on my couch and do that while someone else is watching TV. That's why I thought, well, I'll get it for the Switch. I don't know, I might get it for the PlayStation. It'd be cool to play some with you, but and I know one of the groups we're in where they do different events with it and tournaments and stuff, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I watched the video because they uploaded the videos of all the matches from the last tournament, and I'm watching this and I'm just like, oh great, something else I can't join in on because I suck. It's ridiculous watching when you watch people who are really good at a video game.
Right.
It kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I love watching Evo. I have a blast watching especially the finals because the energy in those rooms is insane. But I watch them and I'm like, God, I am just trash at fighting games.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah, man. The Evo stuff is insane. Like it's to me like watching professional StarCraft players, and especially the Koreans. They're just insane with what they do.
Yeah, it's nuts. I worried sometimes that am I putting too many hours into this game, and then I see what these guys can do and I'm like, I wonder if I put in 1% of the time they do.
Right. Yeah, no. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, whenever I think I'm wasting too much time with video games, I usually ask people who don't play games what they do on their spare time, and most of them spend all evening watching TV.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't feel that bad. I'm like, well, it's kind of the same thing, just moving my thumbs around, so interacting with something, but yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick it up on the Switch. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I don't know. I thought that'd be a cool thing to have handheld. Dude, everything's coming out the Switch. They just announced. I don't know if it's in our news, but Doom is gonna be out next month on the 10th.
Oh, did it get a release? I didn't know it had like an official release date. I know they announced like Doom and Wolfenstein 2 are coming to it, but I didn't know it had a release date.
Yep, we're getting Doom and Skyrim next month,
Jeez.
kind of back to back, week to week, or whatever. So that's exciting. Yeah, I've been watching videos of it play on the Switch, and it looks fantastic, especially for the Switch. You could tell it's dumbed down just a little bit graphic wise, but all the same stuff's in there. Like the game, there's nothing missing. They said. I've been watching this YouTube channel called, I think it's Gaming Historian. Yeah, Gaming Historian. You would really dig it.
Okay.
Where he really dives into like the history of video games and stuff like that, and one of them was about Doom or whatever. So it was interesting, and they talked about the relationship with Nintendo and how it came out on the Nintendo 64 and it had like a red cartridge and stuff like this. And,
yeah, I remember that.
or Super Nintendo, I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It had a green cartridge on the 64, I think. I think Doom 64 had a green cartridge.
Probably. It's the Super Nintendo one I'm thinking of. But yeah, so it was really cool. So I don't know. I'm really excited about that. I watched the people who made it. They released like a little, I don't know, 2-minute trailer, but it was really them just talking about like how excited they were to put this out on the Switch, and I saw an article where Nintendo is actively going to publishers saying, we want your more mature content because we want this to be looked at as like a serious device.
I was just gonna mention that. Yeah, like I thought, okay, so now it's not just that, it's not Nintendo trying to worry about the stigma, because they kind of put it on themselves. They kind of made themselves like, oh, we're the family friendly console. You know, everything with Mortal Kombat back in the day. It's kind of where it started. When they were like, no, you have to censor this and that, blah 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 blah. And then from there, like, they even continued, like, all the way up until the Switch, kind of. You know, 64 had ports of everything, but I think after that, it seemed, anyway, like they were just focusing on, like, first-party or family-friendly titles. And now, I think it's great that they're like, no, we want the games. Like, we're not like, oh, we're just the Mario Kirby platform. No, they want to be a contender again, and I fucking love it.
Oh yeah. That's what's great about it. So yeah, I'm excited. That's out of the top 10 games, I think 2 of them are Nintendo properties.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the indie machine. I mean, last week they dropped Stardew Valley, Axiom Verge, and SteamWorld Dig 2.
Which I've heard was really good.
They're all fantastic, all great games. So if you're into indie games and stuff like that, it's definitely the system to have. Nice. But we're going to take a quick break. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And I mean, let's just jump into the news. Big news, of course, the last 2 weeks is we got, during Monday Night Football, the Star Wars Last Jedi, the trailer for it. Now, technically, I guess it's the first trailer since the last one was a teaser.
Yeah, it's the same thing like they did with Force Awakens, where they put out the teaser and then they dropped the trailer.
Right. I don't want to see any more.
No, I'm good. I'm done. I'm set.
Yeah. But let's talk about it though, because did you get your tickets?
I might be working that night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, let me put it this way, since my second job is at a movie theater, I'm going to be working that night. I'm pretty sure everybody is. So.
Well, you probably be able to get see it early then, huh?
No, it doesn't work that way. No, I wish it did. I thought it did, but it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No, we've got to.
You'll at least maybe get like you could probably do a private screening, or no?
No.
Oh, see, I thought movie theaters did that for their employees. They were like, hey, here's a private screening for our employees.
That may have been true back in the day, but it's another like kind of corporate deal of like, oh, you know, we have these rules and whatnot and blah blah blah, whatever. Some of the the more locally owned ones, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's something they would be more inclined to do, I guess. But you know, it's, you know, any place you work that's corporate or a franchise or something, they've got all their different kinds of rules. But So I know I'm going to be working that night. I don't care. I'm not going to be working the next morning when I'm going to go see it. You bet your ass.
There you go.
I am like that. I know I'm working that Thursday night. I know it for sure. Like I'm pretty sure everybody is, because it's going to be insane. But I am going to see it the next one. I don't care. I will call in dead. I don't care. I'm going to go see it the next morning. I don't care.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, it was great. The trailer I thought was awesome. I thought it was a million red herrings. I thought my theory is that it seems like everybody's talking, but they're never in the same scene with the person you think they're talking to.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I've seen so many people freaking out, especially over that one shot towards the end. I'm like, they're not. It's not. That's not. Ah.
Yeah. I don't think they're even in the same scene together.
Yeah.
What they're showing. It's. I don't know. I think it's a lot of red herrings. Like even at the beginning where he's like, "When I found you," the untapped possibility. I think, and it sounds like he's talking to Kylo, right? I don't think so. So I think he's actually talking about Rey or to Rey. Because then again, you see later in the trailer he's bending her in half and stuff. So
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was really good. It showed off just enough. Captain Phasm looked awesome in it. So did Finn. It was really cool. It got me hyped for it. I honestly can't wait for that movie to come out. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think people do a lot of comparisons between Captain Phasma and Boba Fett, and I think that's where like she's really going to take a step, because Boba Fett, like the way he went out was lame. We look like Captain Phasma is going to have like an awesome epic battle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was one thing that really stuck out. But yeah, man, I absolutely loved it. Any other thoughts on it, or?
Just is it time yet? Like, I'm ready,
Oh, yeah.
man. That was, I hated the way they presented it on Monday Night Football, because it was like the most half-hearted, like, oh, and so here's the trailer for Star Wars movie. And I was like, oh,
Well, they had stormtroopers come out in the field and everything.
yeah,
I thought
but
that
I
was
mean,
cool.
but it didn't look like a production though. Like
Right.
I wanted a little more pop. I wanted something a little bigger. But they were like, oh, and so here it's time. Oh, look, there's stormtroopers marching on the field, and now the trailer. I'm like, oh god, I
Right.
get it. It's ABC and ESPN, and you own these things, and
Hmm.
people watch Monday Night Football. I get it, but.
To be fair, the last time they did this, they did it even worse. Where they were like, "Hey, we're gonna show Star Wars," and then like when they went to the commercial, they're like, "All right, and now's the Star Wars trailer."
That's true, and they didn't even say it was going to be during halftime for The Force Awakens. Like
Right.
they were
Right.
just like during Monday Night Football, but at least this time they were like, no, at halftime.
And just an FYI for anyone trying to ever get tickets, because this is inevitably going to happen again for the third one. When they say the tickets are going to go on sale at halftime, what they mean is they're going to go on sale at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because once the game starts, that's when you go in queue on the websites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fandango this year actually made a separate sub site for it,
I was so glad they did that.
yeah, that was fantastic. So they were like, look, we learned from the last time.
Oh yeah, and that I knew immediately because I follow, and again, can't stress this enough. Follow Wario64 on Twitter. He's the best at these kind of things. He immediately posted sites up, active, getting queue, blah blah blah. So that's what I immediately did. I went to the website. I had all my information, of course, already filled out and logged in, ready to go with Fandango. And it was just like, okay, you're in the queue, and once it goes live, we'll alert you 5 minutes ahead of time, and then you'll have 30 minutes to make your pick of your seats and stuff. So I was like, all right, this is awesome. So yeah, it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. I actually got tickets, and then I sold them back because my buddy got even better ones where because the ones I could get, I couldn't pick my seats. The ones he could, they were able to get that, so we were able to get like a whole row or whatever. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Well, I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah. There was another awesome trailer that dropped. Black Panther.
Yeah, I actually just saw that earlier today.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I'm excited. I don't want to see any more. I'm in that same kind of boat where I'm like, all right, I've seen enough awesome. Don't, because inevitably whenever there's yet another trailer, something always goes too far. Like it always seems to happen that way where they're like, this trailer was awesome, and if you just stop there, but no, they always have to go, and then this trailer is.
Right, they'll show like Captain America or Iron Man or someone that you're like, no, I wanted that not to be spoiled. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm like, nope, I'm good. This looks extra badass. I'm set.
Yeah, I saw a few complaints about how a lot of people they're tired of seeing the Marvel villain a carbon copy of the hero, and I kind of get that in a way. Like with Iron Man and stuff like that, it seems like, oh well, he's just the other version of him, but bad. You know what I mean? And because in the trailer, you know, the villain dons an outfit similar to Black Panther,
right?
But it looked so badass,
right? And these are the same people who are like, when are we getting a Venom movie? And they don't understand the irony in that.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, I get it's a fairly valid criticism by itself. But think about it. If you're going to be the villain for a superhero, what's the first step you're going to take is to basically just try to be them but evil. Like it's not a great logical fallacy there. Right.
Exactly. And we also have Andy Serkis. He's a bad guy in there too, and he's not a carbon copy of Black Panther, so yeah. Or he doesn't don the outfit or whatever.
No, the one time he's not in a suit.
Which is interesting. When they showed that scene in the trailer, it was Michael B. Jordan, right? That's the villain. I don't know how that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't like the Black Panther looks like he puts the suit on, but with what he does, Michael B. Jordan, it like digitalizes on him. So I don't know. I find that fascinating. I don't know what that is. I don't know how that happened. It looked awesome, at the end when it was fully on him, but it looked like I don't know. It looked like what's her name from the X-Men, Mystique, when she changes form or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
Like I didn't understand that. Maybe it's like some alien technology or something. I guess we'll find out in the movie. But I thought it was cool.
Well, it's just Wakanda. It's just how far advanced they are, I think.
Oh, that's true. You're right. It's probably some tech stuff. But yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was badass. I thought it was cool. I liked the music in the trailer. It was an awesome trailer.
Agreed.
Speaking of movies I know you're excited for. You go ahead and take this one here.
So we got two pieces of news about this week. The Gambit movie has a new director. There's a report going around that Gore Verbinski, yes, the Pirates of the Caribbean guy, is about to finalize a deal to direct it, which is fucking bizarre by itself. Mm-hmm. And then it got a release date, which was not one of the, like, we had that slate of, like, Fox X-Men universe movies, a couple months ago or whatever, and they're like, here are these 6 release dates for future mutant projects. Valentine's Day 2019 was not one of them. But that's when the Gambit movie is going to come out, because Fox just thinks, hey, Deadpool did really well on Valentine's Day, so Gambit could do really well on Valentine's Day, I guess.
Nope.
Look, I'll say this, and given what we're going to talk about later, this is going to seem like a strange statement to make, but, Channing Tatum brings women to the movies. Like, you can't argue that. So putting that out on Valentine's Day, hey, you want to go see this new Channing Tatum movie? Oh my God, I love you. Like that's, and fill in whichever gender you want there. But like that's.
Oh yeah, don't get it wrong. He brings men there too.
This is true. Look, we're not gonna lie. But I don't know, because the more I think about this, the less of a terrible idea it sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, see, like, you can see the evolution of the idea. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I don't... I get it, because there's so much shit that goes on in the summer. And
Right.
and trying to do this in the fall just doesn't work. We've seen that. Like, these... once kids are in school, you don't get a big pop for this kind of film.
Right.
So
it sounds like a good idea the more you're explaining it. Like,
yeah,
put it out when there's not a lot of other stuff around it, where it's not going to be gobbled up by every summer action movie. It's on Valentine's Day, so there you go,
I mean, the formula worked the last time. Hey, I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want to go see a movie? Well, yeah, it's Valentine's Day. Okay, let's go see something with Ryan Reynolds in it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it did insane money. So, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I don't know. This could work. I don't know.
And see, the thing about Channing Tatum is I think it worked for Ryan Reynolds. For one, he's hilarious.
Yes.
Channing Tatum he's funny when he's in like something like 22 Jump Street, but that's not Gambit's character at all.
No, but I think Channing Tatum can do it. I think he can. I think he can turn on the charm like that if he needs to, for sure.
Okay.
Just seeing him in Logan Lucky the other week, like I keep forgetting he's actually a pretty good actor.
Oh wow, that's right, he is in that movie.
Yeah, and I buy it. I think this can work. I don't know. I want it to work.
Well,
for
isn't
sure.
it a crazy thing? Years ago, when this was all first announced, we were just like, and now we're like, okay, let's see. Who
Yeah.
knows? You know what I mean?
Maybe, just maybe.
It's given him some years to put some mileage on going in, just kind of like The Rock. He needed a few films to get his groove, and then now he's just taken off like crazy.
Could you have imagined back when he was doing, the Tooth Fairy, if you had said, hey, this guy is going to be like the biggest star in Hollywood one day.
At the most I thought, well, he might be the action guy.
Right, he's going to be the next, like he might be the next Stallone or something, or maybe even a tier down, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but like the next Jason Statham or something.
Right.
Who's going to have a niche and do well with it, but not be a giant breakout kind of star. But he put in the work, and you can't argue with the results.
No. The only thing that, and I don't think he'll do this because he doesn't need to, the only thing he could really do now for his career is to kind of do with like what Tom Hanks did, and take some, like Jim Carrey, try and take some really serious roles.
Yeah, how well that worked for Jim Carrey?
I loved some of Jim Carrey's most serious films, like even the weird ones with the oh god, now my mind just went blank. The one where he's on TV all the time.
The Truman Show? I don't know if
Truman Show.
I don't know if I would really call that a serious role though, because he was comedic throughout most of it.
Well, what about like Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind? That's one of my favorites.
That's the one that I'll give you. That's the one. And what was it? I Love You, Philip Morris.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
There was one. It was him and Ewan McGregor. I can't remember exactly the name of it, but that one was good too. But most of the rest of them were just because you had ones like the Number 23, which was just garbage.
Yeah. Well, the one about Andy.
Andy Kaufman. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fair enough. Yeah. Moon. What was it? Man on the Moon.
Well, that's where we all know, we've seen the news. Jim Carrey is he is the new Jim Carrey. He's not the old Jim Carrey, and he sounds crazy to a lot of people. But I actually like his new whatever he's doing, where he's basically just an artist now. He literally just paints all day and stuff. Yeah. He said it started to really change when he did that the Man on the Moon movie, where for a while now he's known he is playing a character of a character of a character, and at one point he just got lost in it, like who am I kind of deal. Like he's put on so many masks, pun intended, that he lost himself, especially when he was doing the movie about why is the name going blank? Andy I want to say
Andy Kaufman.
What's Andy Kaufman? Yes.
Yeah.
And that was Andy Kaufman's whole thing, was like he didn't know where the gimmick ended and where it began.
Yeah.
And where he ended, and the gimmick began. So, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was fascinating. So I would love to see The Rock try and tackle some like serious roles that deal with serious issues. Like, I don't know, like Tom Hanks when he did Philadelphia, he played a man with AIDS and whatnot. I'd love to see The Rock kind of tackle something like that, because that's really the one thing he hasn't done. And I think he could totally do it.
I'd like to see him give it a real shot.
Still do your Fast and Furiouses and your buildings exploding, whatever, 3, disaster movie 16. But I'd love to see a serious film once or twice out of him. Will Smith was able to do it. Like it, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, he had what, 1, maybe 2.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, it's good.
It's true. That's true. That's fair enough.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get more into some movie news. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see y'all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we got some more movie news. We got some Spawn news. Todd McFarlane says production start in early 2018 on a $10 million budget.
Yeah, first of all, bullshit on a $10 million budget.
How's that gonna happen?
It's not gonna happen on a $10 million budget. I don't know where that figure came from, but unless this thing is very low CGI and it's just mainly a suit, which I'd be down for. He's not gonna get away with a $10 million production budget. There's no way. It's not gonna happen.
I think Game of Thrones is $90 million for 6 episodes, which is insane.
Yeah, they spent, because the number, did I have it? Did I put it on here somewhere? Or did I just read it? I think I just read it somewhere. But it was like $8 million per episode.
Which is actually, if you think about it, the quality of Game of Thrones is movie quality.
True, very true.
Imagine pushing out 6 movies for that price.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, they kind of do. So that's.
They do.
But it's increased for the last season. It's what, like 10 or 12 million an episode, because they're all like, now they're all like extra epic. But
now like every episode has an Army of the Dead and a whole bunch of shit going on.
Right.
Yeah. No. So Todd McFarlane doing that, I can't imagine that. $10 million. Like, the movie's gonna be full of nobodies because you can't pay the actors any money with that kind of budget.
Yeah, but I'm all right with that. I don't really mind.
No.
I don't need a big name to anchor a Spawn movie.
Right, but 10 million. Okay, so does the production has that budget, or what about advertising and everything? Is that all included?
I don't think that's included. I hope that's not included, because I mean, that's we know advertising budget is at least equal to the production budget, sometimes more. So, I mean, that would, no, I think this is just production budget. But still, I mean, 10 million, I don't know, man. I don't see it. Not for 10 million. Hopefully not too much more than that. I would have thought you could do a fairly decent one maybe for 20. 30 at the high end of the low end, if that makes any sense. But I don't see this at 10 million. No way.
Nah. Nope. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when it comes out.
Yeah.
For the Venom movie, Jenny Slate joins the film as unspecified role. Now, who's Jenny Slate? Never heard of her.
I looked her up the other day because she was just in something not that long ago, and God, I cannot for the life of me remember what it was.
All right, let's see. Let's look it up. She was in Zootopia.
Yeah,
she was in a lot of animated movies. Batman, the Lego Batman movie, Obvious Child, The Secret Life of Pets, Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, she was in. She was in Despicable Me 3. There was something though. I don't know. Maybe it was Secret Life of Pets that I remember for.
Rex. Yeah.
It wasn't anything live action, I don't think. Hasn't been a lot of... I mean, there's
cool.
been some live action, but mostly animation.
Her face looks familiar, so I've seen her before in something, but yeah. Cool.
But, neat.
Yep. Oh, she's in Gifted.
Okay,
have you seen any of Gifted?
I haven't yet.
Oh, this was Gifted from... Oh, no, this is the new Gifted. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's in Gifted.
Okay.
But yeah. Let's see here. What else do we got? Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah, they pretty much just scrapped everything and went back to square one here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like.
Damn, yeah, release date pulled, rumors of pre-production issues, scheduling conflicts, script being refined. So, yeah, do you think it has anything to do with the...
With the fact that nobody liked the Mummy? Yeah, I kind of think so.
Yeah.
They're
like, oh, okay, hold breaks.
Yeah, and it wasn't the same The Gifted. The one she was in was the Mark Webb movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was her and Captain America and some other people.
Okay. Whoops.
Yeah, no, it was the movie, not the TV show.
Man, that first episode was really good of The Gifted. I need to catch up. I think there's a few more after it.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I haven't. I've just started getting back into, like, oh shit, TV is starting. Like, it is the season now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, same here. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, we got a few Star Trek episodes, and Orville, did you see any of Orville?
I don't have any interest in it. I really don't.
It's good. Oh, man, you should give it a try.
I'll try it. I will go in with an open mind and give it a shot.
I read I think it was IO9 or an article that was like, I don't like Seth MacFarlane, but this is a really good show.
Okay,
like that was the title of the article.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's dumb jokes, but I don't know. About halfway through the first one, when they started introducing all the other characters, like there's a robot. There's a robot who sounds a lot like Data. But Seth MacFarlane's like confused why he's on the ship or why he's part of the crew. He's like, wait a second, your kind really hates humans. Like, you're really racist towards humans. And he's like, yes, we are, but we're trying to do better. So that's why I'm on this ship. We have an agreement with blah, 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 and I'm here to observe. And, like, he always makes sly remarks about humans, like, under his breath. I don't know. It's just it is so Star Trek, and that's what caught me off guard was it is way more like Next Generation than obviously the new Star Trek show is. The new Star Trek show feels like the next evolution because it's kind of like very much like the new movies, where Orville feels very much like Next Generation.
Okay.
Like they're going to a planet and he kind of he's a new captain. He's trying to get everything right. He makes little jokes. It's very much a everyman's Star Trek where they're not these they're not talking about philosophy and stuff. They might be talking about like what they did the day before or whatever, or like they can't wait to go on a date or whatever. But they'll get to a planet and like shit goes down and it's not a spoof. Like people die or whatever, and they try to save the colony, and I don't know. It's straight up Star Trek from like Next Generation. So I think a lot of old Star Trek fans actually really like it.
Interesting.
And they've been snubbing the new Star Trek show because of how dark it is and how
it's not old Star Trek, which is fine by me because I wasn't big on old Star Trek really.
Exactly. And hey, they have the Orville for the people who like the old fashioned, like, let's go down to this planet and try and save it and go on. And these characters are, one of them's drinking and like it's just it's a little silly, but it's not a spoof at all. You can tell that Seth MacFarlane was like, there's no Star Trek show on television. I have money. Let's make a Star Trek show. And, and that's what they did.
That's fair enough.
I don't know. Yeah, give it an episode. I always hate saying give it 3 episodes because, I don't imagine anyone would do that if they don't like the first one. But I actually was pleasantly surprised with how good it was.
I'll give it a shot. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, let's get back into some movie news. Sylvester Stallone is going to direct Creed 2.
Yeah. you know, okay, I guess. I don't know.
Didn't he do the first one?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
God, it's terrible. I'm blanking on who did, but no, it wasn't him. I don't think
Yeah.
it was him. I'm pretty sure it wasn't him. Give me a minute. Created, directed by... yeah, Ryan Coogler. Duh. I knew that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like,
I did not.
I was like, I should know this, because he's done, like, some really important stuff, you know, like Fruitvale Station. And, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, he's directed The Expendables, Rambo, Rocky Balboa, which is pretty good.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. The fifth Rocky movie was not bad. Of course, sixth. Rocky Balboa was sixth. Because
Right.
Rocky 5 was... I forgot about it for a minute, because that's what I try to do.
Was that 2006? Oh, my God.
Balboa, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
That's crazy.
I don't know. It could be okay. It's not gonna live up to the first one though, because Creed was awesome. So I would be okay if they just kind of let it go. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
And I said that after Rocky Balboa, where I was just like, all right, we don't need any more. And then they did Creed, and I was like, okay, you know what? That was really good. But it's okay if you let it go.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. That's... Man, no, I'm sorry. I spaced for a second because I just realized how long ago that was.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like that long ago, and it really made me feel old. Oh, my God. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
That came out a year before, Paranormal Activity, and it's been 10 years since then. That's insane to think about. Time's going way too fast.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, let's see here. So that's okay. We'll see. I like the premise of Creed 2. Sounds cool.
I don't. I don't
No?
need him facing off with Ivan Drago or confronting him in some manner in like a new and like I must train you, like, because now he's gonna have to fight some other, like, I get it, like, it's the logical next step.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, but I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Yep. Ninth Fast and Furious pushed back to April 10th, 2020 due to fast tracking of spin-off featuring The Rock.
And Tyrese is pissed. Did you hear about all this shit?
Oh, yeah, the beef between them two.
Oh, man, because I thought, okay, fine, whatever. And then did you see where The Rock came out and did a quick video on Twitter having listened to Tyrese's album?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Don't ever remind me to never make The Rock mad.
Oh, yeah.
God
I guess
damn.
Tyrese's beef was that, like, hey, every time we did a Fast and Furious movie, we tried to get us all in it, since they've all been in it, since the fourth one, right? That was their goal, is to kind of make it a family, and that he didn't like that The Rock came in, and they were like, hey, let's make a movie with you and Jason Statham, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And it seemed like, what's his face? Vin Diesel seemed to, like, side with The Rock, but I guess you have to since you're a producer.
Yeah, I
don't know. It seems petty. Like, he doesn't have, like, Tyrese doesn't have to do that. Like, why go and make
What else does Tyrese have? I mean,
that's true.
That's my thing of, like, I love Tyrese in these movies, but, like, what... I don't know. I genuinely don't know how big or what other projects he has outside of these.
Wasn't he in Transformers? Isn't he in Transformer films?
Okay, so you got another one, maybe? Like, I think he might have been in one. Maybe.
Yeah, he was in one of them. He was in the original Transformers 2007. I forgot about that. He was in Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon,
Okay, he's been in
2011.
He's been in the first three, really?
Yeah, apparently. I remember the one in Chicago.
Yeah, I barely remember him.
Yeah. You're right. The only thing is, he's in a show called Star. I don't know what that is.
I don't
and
know.
he's Fast and Furious, Desert Eagle, and Fast and Furious 9.
Yeah, I get it. Like this is where he's hanging his hat, and he's got some there is a little bit of valid point behind his criticism, but this is the movie business. Like you gotta pull your business pants on and just kind of accept it. Like it's not canceled because they want to spin off. It got delayed. At least it's still happening. This is such first world bitching. Like, hey, this movie franchise that I've been part of, that I've made millions of dollars off of, I'm gonna have to wait another year to do the next one. Fuck you. Like, I'm sorry, but like
he saw another paycheck and he's not gonna get it for another year, and I think that's what it was. That he thought, oh, well, I'll be getting that big paycheck next year. Now it's gonna be pushed back another year, and I don't know. That's silly. You look at The Rock; he's got like Rampage, Skyscraper, and then I think he's the producer of the Fighting with My Family, the Page movie.
Yeah.
He's got Jumanji, which I think is coming out this year.
It's in like a month, right?
Yeah, okay. Wait, is he going to be in Big Trouble in Little China?
He's in the I didn't know they had officially confirmed him for it, but I know they were talking to him about it.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm looking at all these blank movies, and it's San Andreas 2, Jungle Cruise, Journey 3, Doc Savage, Black Adam, Big Trouble in Little China, Jumanji, Rampage, Skyscraper, Fighting with My Family. Oh my god.
Yeah, Rock's a busy motherfucker, man. On top of Ballers, let's not forget.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's that ego. It's that jealousy, I think.
I think it's part of it. Yeah, I do. But I mean, Rock puts in the work. He doesn't just show up and collect a paycheck. Like he could. Oh, no. He's definitely the caliber star where he could and get away with it. But he puts in the work, and if he comes to a project, you're gonna get all of him. He doesn't half-ass it. Just ask Baywatch. Like he went hard on that movie, and didn't work out so well for him.
But I don't think that wasn't his jury duty movie. You know what I mean? That was just a bump in the road.
Right. No. He absolutely wanted to do it and be a part of it and gave it 100%. But
I haven't seen the movie, but it looks like a movie that'd be fine to get at Redbox or something. No?
I don't know. Like it's not the kind of goofy fun. It tries to be the new 21 Jump Street, and it doesn't quite. Like it gets it's a little too silly. It's not. It's what I was worried that the Jump Street movies would be.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's not terrible. I think people got a little hard on it, but I mean, it's not great, but it's not. Some people were like, "This is just fucking atrocious," and blah blah blah. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, damn. He's got a bunch of projects. That's all it is. It's just jealousy, and I haven't seen the last Fast and Furious movie.
I haven't yet either.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like him and Jason Statham are going to be moving together. I don't know if I like that.
I'd have to see it in this one.
I don't like this whole. You killed the person who ties this whole thing together, and now you're part of the family.
Yeah, but keep in mind that The Rock came in after that. Even
but still,
even in canon, even if you stack everything up the right way, The Rock was only marginally involved before Han died, and he didn't technically join up with the crew until after that. So it's still a bizarre thing.
The premise of the last movie, I guess, where they're all together, like I don't know how any of them would be okay with that. Yeah. Like I don't know.
Well, evidently they're not. That's why he's doing his own things.
Right, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll get back. We'll get more into some movie news. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see y'all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we got a lot more movie news to talk about. You go ahead and take this one, because I'm going to butcher his name.
Okay, so Mike Vukadinovich, which I don't know how the hell I said it right, who wrote Rememory, which just came out, had Peter Dinklage in it, is rewriting a script for Warner Brothers for Beetlejuice 2 because this project will never die.
Wasn't he supposed to go to Hawaii or something in
That was
Beetlejuice 2?
When Kevin Smith was brought in way on back in the day, like right after Beetlejuice, to work on some stuff. And they were like, you can work on this. We also have this other script, which was Beetlejuice 2, Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. And I love hearing him tell that story because even he is like, that, what? Like, that's the most fucking bizarre thing I've ever heard.
Right.
But like this is one of those things that like it's gonna be a thing until either it gets made or Michael Keaton passes away.
Right.
Like those are the only two times, or Tim Burton. Like if those are the three things that are gonna happen about this movie. Either it's gonna happen or one of the key people is gonna pass. Or before this stops being a rumor. Like it's always gonna be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I hope it doesn't turn into Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah.
Where it's because that was it was god awful to me, and
yeah, it was just terrible.
Maybe I was just a kid when the first one came out. I thought that was hilarious, and as an adult, I see. But even when I watched the first one as an adult, I'm like, that's funny. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I wanted to. Did you see the trailer for New Mutants?
I did. Yeah. Did I not put that on here? Damn.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
That looked. I liked that it looks like a fucking horror movie.
Yes.
That was. I love that it's a different tone. I love it. I love it.
Fox, I think, has been taking notes from Marvel. You got, Deadpool, very different, and it's great. It's its own little genre, and it's fun and it's great. You got the Wolverine movie, Logan, very different, very its own thing, very cool. This looks very different, very cool. It looks fun. Like you said, I love the horror aspect of it because how terrifying would it be to have some of these powers?
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I love this idea where it looks like, oh no, we've just taken all these kids and we stick them in an asylum. What could possibly go wrong? And then it goes fairly well wrong, really.
Oh yeah, especially with someone like Lillian Rasputin Magic, Colossus' sister, who deals with hell and demons and all this other stuff, and as a child to be able to comprehend that, you have Wolfsbane, which is it's what's her name from Game of Thrones.
Oh shit, I totally forgot.
My mind's going blank here, but I'll let you look for that while I talk about it. But Wolfsbane, who she turns into basically a wolf. So in the comic, it's very like, okay, I'm a wolf now, rawr. But in this, they made it creepy, like a werewolf, like she's going to go through a transformation that's going to hurt,
Right. It's more what am I looking for? American Werewolf in London than Teen Wolf kind of. I think that's
Max Landis is writing the new one for that.
Yeah, that's right. He's working on it.
Yeah. But it's
Maisie Williams. That's right. I don't know why I blanked. Yeah, Did you see his episode of the Game Over Greggy show?
Yes.
Got all fucking 4 hours of it.
Oh, dude, that's the best.
It's oh my god. By the end of it, before he left, it was chaos.
Oh yeah. It spirals out of control, but in the best way. Like that's by far my favorite episode because it just goes off the rails, and like they they bring up stuff. I don't think a lot of them realized the movies Max have touched, because they'll start talking about Will Smith and he's like, I'm not hearing this.
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to get me fired? Like, And he like reminds him, I have a very big movie coming out in December with Will Smith, Bright on Netflix. Go check it out, and it stops them. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I love how like they kind of how like they were tweeting at Jordan Vogt Roberts for like the first hour of the thing, and then by like hour 3 he just walks on set.
He just walks in.
Fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
He just shows up. It was great. They're like, oh, by the way, this is Jordan Vogt Roberts. They were like, oh shit, like you came by.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he just, I love it because like he just stands there. It's just like, hi.
Right. It's so like he seems to be the most down to earth person in that realm, like Hollywood or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Where like like people say like like the president like with Obama, like I could have a beer with him or whatever. Max Landis is kind of the guy that I'd like to sit down and pick his brain and have a beer with, and because he seems so genuine, like he doesn't really hide who he is or what he does, or he's not afraid to talk about something. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I like that he opened up to be like, look, when I was a kid, I was a dick. Like, I was a spoiled brat, and now I realize that. And you can tell, like, it's not shame, per se. Right. It's more of like, God, I was a dumb fucking kid. And owning it, instead of just being like, oh, I was young. You know how young people are. He owns it. He's like, no, I was a shit kid.
Yeah, and he even talks about just a few years ago, like he's like, I'm the new Max Landis. This is the new me, because he brought up the whole Batman vs Superman thing, where he was like, oh, did you guys like me in the film? And like he's like, go look for Wrestling Isn't Wrestling, or regarding Clark.
That was it.
And right, and when he brings up the picture, he's like, I was such an asshole then. Look how smug I look. He's like, I like that he's very honest about that kind of stuff, and I think that's cool. So I don't know, man. I really dug that whole segment. I thought the one he was on before, which was a few years ago, was more about like writing scripts and stuff like that, where this one just seemed like they've known each other for a while now and they were just having fun.
Yeah. And
it was way more personal, and like the fact that he went to the Kind of Funny Live 3 thing, which he kept calling a music festival, because he's like, I went to this music festival with you guys. I had no idea it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
And he talks about how they all went to that wing place afterwards, and he just bought everyone's food. He's like, hey, let's order 400 wings. Everyone in line gets some, and he didn't want anyone to know, but he was like, everyone was having such a good time, I didn't want them to like wait in line, and like that's so nice of something. Like he didn't have to do that. I don't know. Just hearing stuff like that, I'm like, I like this guy. Like he's super genuine, super cool. And follow him on Snapchat.
Yeah, and super into Carly Rae Jepsen.
Carly Rae Jepsen, yes, not Snapchat, I mean Instagram. But yes, his Carly Rae Jepsen stuff is brilliant. I've shown that to people who don't follow any of this kind of stuff, and they were like, what?
Yeah.
I want to know, is this a movie, a TV show? I'm like, no, he wrote this thing, and then they were like, oh, he's a crazy person.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but, oh man, he's hilarious. I need to watch the Dirks Gently. I've seen an episode, but I need to watch that through, because the second season looks bonkers.
Yeah. Like
following on Instagram, and the stuff that he's shown looks crazy. It looks nothing like what I thought the show was going to be. But anyway, I digress. So, where were we?
Settlers of Catan.
Yeah. Sony reportedly fast tracking the movie based on the game. Who's it going to be by?
Blaze Hemingway, who wrote Ugly Dolls, is going to be writing it.
Oh, okay.
So that's okay, sure, fine, why not?
Yeah. Have you ever played that game?
I have not. I know it's kind of like the entry like that, and Ticket to Ride are always talked about. It's like if you need to get into tabletop gaming, these are kind of your gateways. And I mean, fine, cool, whatever. I mean, basically, it sounds like the movie is just gonna be, oh, we're frontiers people somewhere, and we need these things, and there's drama. Like, it sounds like it's gonna be kind of westernish, and fine, whatever. I'm not terribly interested.
Oh yeah. I've seen it played on Will Wheaton has a show on the Geek and Sundry called Tabletop.
I love Tabletop.
Oh yeah, and I've seen him play that. And of course, that's the game you go to Target, that game will be there kind of deal.
Yeah.
As the entry level one, which is cool. Pacific Rim Uprising, they had a trailer release. What'd you think of it?
Part of me really wants to like it, and part of me doesn't. Just because I'm like, they kind of Power Rangered it a little bit. And
Very much.
And I'm just like, I get it. They want to go a little brighter. They want to break out from like bleak, horrible awfulness. But I'm not sure that this is I don't know. Like, I'm definitely gonna go see it because I love John Boyega and I loved Pacific Rim, and I'm excited for this. But this trailer kind of lowered my expectations a little, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, mine are already low. I've talked about it before. I wasn't as big of a fan as the first one as everyone else seemed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one looks. Yeah, you're right. It looks more bright. Like they're now that like they all have their own suits and they're bright and they're fighting, and I think they showed too much in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because like obviously they're fighting each other. So who's the bad? Yeah. So it's like, okay, well that's how that's gonna turn out. And there it was like less of the was it the kaijin or whatever the
kaiju, yeah.
Kaiju, yeah. But what's kaijin? Why did I say that?
Are you thinking of gaijin?
Gaijin? I don't know. I'm mixing up words here. But yeah. So I don't know. It seemed okay. I'm gonna go see it. I think along with everyone else. But yeah, I agree. It looks a lot like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
The scene with the one with the ball, I was like, that's a little much.
Yeah, like they are really trying to make toys here. Like,
yeah.
That's all I could think of watching this was like, wow, this was created specifically for merchandise. There's no question about it.
It's the way they move. Like, if you stood outside of your house and you looked up and you saw these big robots, they wouldn't move like cartoons, and that's how it looked when I saw that trailer.
Yeah.
They it would take a minute for the arms to move, and it would be this colossal, like, I would rather have something more like that. It just didn't. It looked more like straight up CGI, which it was obviously, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Some Halloween news. John Carpenter says new film to follow original and ignore all sequels.
Yeah, I love it. Like, this is basically just going to be Halloween 2. So yeah. I'm good with that. I think it's been so long and they've had a reboot, and like I'm good with this. This is a good idea where they're just like, fuck everything. Like, you had the first one and now this one. That's it. It's all you need to worry about. I'm good with that. I'm very good with that.
Oh yeah. Let's see here.
You sent me this, goddamn you.
Oh yeah, Blockers. There's a trailer for John Cena. New John Cena film.
I could have done without seeing John Cena butt chug a beer. Like, I really could have gone my entire life without seeing that. God damn it.
How did they convince him to do that? Oh my god.
Because John wants to be the next Rock, and you start by doing these kind of movies. Like,
that's true. That's true.
Like, he really is just following his career path. But I just worry because that means in 10 years we're going to have a reboot of Blockers starring Roman Reigns, and I really don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, no.
I see. Now you've thought about it, haven't you?
No. See, if of all people I thought could make a jump, CM Punk has the look for certain films, and attitude and swagger when he talks. Like, I don't know.
Charisma, man. It's all charisma.
Charisma. Right.
That's it. If you've got it, you can make it work. Roman has no charisma.
No. When he sat, like when CM Punk sat on that stage and he was just being completely honest about everything, he had everyone by his finger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
He had the attention of the entire place. that's a guy that I thought could go out and do that, but obviously he wants to do his UFC stuff or whatever. But that's someone who I thought could make a jump. I could see him in like indie films or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool to see like I don't know. Like New Day, like I'd love to see them in some films.
They could do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I could
Big
absolutely
E's facial
see
expressions, whatever. Like they would be the perfect trio for a film.
Yeah, don't even give him a line. Just have him. Big E could just be all physical comedy, and
Yes.
it would work. I mean, you can give him lines and he'll deliver them like crazy, but he doesn't need them. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like he could just fucking own it.
Have them be like the bad guys in a new Three Ninjas movie. I'm just kidding.
Have them be the new Three Ninjas.
I was gonna say that, but they're too old, so I thought, well, they'd have to be the bad guys, right? But yeah, no. Imagine a Three Ninjas movie with just them three as the ninjas. That would be awesome.
Oh man, no. You know what? We need a fourth, but they could be three of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So who's the fourth? If we've got to pull a fourth, Heath Slater. We'll get Heath Slater in there to be the fourth.
He could totally do it.
Oh my god.
He could totally do it. Oh man.
So wrong.
Or Cesaro.
uh,
He'd be great.
Well, Sheamus was in the last one, so why not?
That's true. Of all people, they pick Sheamus. It doesn't make any sense.
I just wonder who Cesaro could be now since he has no teeth.
Oh my god, I heard him talk the other night. That was the first time I heard him talk since then. I'm like, why did they give him a mic? But I guess they know what they're doing because everyone knows he sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, and they came out with a shirt, for God's sake. Like, I mean,
they're milking it, yeah. That's what you gotta do.
but people bought it. It sold like fucking crazy. So, I mean, more power to him.
Man, his face when his teeth shattered when he realized they weren't in there and the blood squirting out. And he's like,
well, did you see what actually happened to them?
No, they went up?
They went up. They got knocked up into his gums.
Oh my god.
They didn't break. Had they broken, it wouldn't have been as painful. Trust me. I know this. They got knocked up into his gums. Yeah.
So he straight up had to have surgery to
Yeah, that's pain. God. That's an ungodly amount of pain. And he finished the damn match. Like, this happened at the beginning of the match, and he had to wrestle that whole dude.
Give that man a belt.
Dude's fucking tough.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna take a quick break. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And before we move on to TV real fast, Fandango, online ticket seller, buys movietickets.com.
Yeah, they were basically the other online ticketing service. So now Fandango has pretty much kind of cornered the market, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So there you go. So they bought the movie tickets. Let's see here. We got some TV news. Real fast, because I don't see it on there. Target has the best Stranger Things Blu-ray set.
Really? I hadn't seen those.
It looks like a VHS cassette tape.
Nice.
It even has like a little yellow sticker on it with like a 3 and a period and a 00, like if you got it at a garage sale or something, or renting it or whatever. And then it looks awesome. It looks super cool.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go pick that up. But we got some Batman animated series. It is getting a Blu-ray release for late 2018.
Hallelujah! It's about a year too late to cash in on the anniversary, but I'll take it. Like, it's better than not having it.
Yeah, exactly. Now we just need the 4K one, you know?
Gosh.
I'm just kidding. I have like the first 2 seasons on DVD, which is, they're great. That's all you really need for a Batman animated series. But obviously with new technology, you know, higher resolution, it's going to look weird on a TV like that. So I'm glad that's coming out. That's awesome. Steven Spielberg and Apple reach a deal for the reboot of the 80s anthology series, Amazing Stories.
Yeah, this, we talked, we had heard, like, we knew they were going to get into the streaming, like, original content market. Okay, what are they going to do? And they're like, we're working with Spielberg. Okay, what are you going to do? Amazing Stories. Okay, like, an interesting choice. Not anything I would have predicted, and I like that.
Yeah, so what? It's fantasy, horror, and science fiction television anthology series. That's awesome. So it's all different, just different stuff. That's
Yeah.
totally cool.
And
You could go any direction with that.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. It was. I don't even know if it was big back in the day. Like, it was one of those things, you look back on stuff now and you're like, oh, this was a thing. I'll bet this was awesome. And you're like, yeah, nobody really watched it.
Yeah, if 85 to 87, 45 episodes.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Obviously, it was before my time. While I was just a baby. But yeah, cool. Awesome. Castle Rock trailer, teaser trailer for the Hulu series was released. So what's Castle Rock?
Castle Rock is the Stephen King meta series, like, that actually takes place in Castle Rock. Like, it's.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, it looks like the teaser didn't show a whole lot, but you saw snippets of, like, oh, this was a dude that was in these stories. This was a thing that was from these stories. I think I recognize that place. Oh, hey, is this Mist? Like, you got little snippets of everything. Like, it's gonna be interesting.
They got some It stuff, Pennywise.
I might have been. I didn't see any. I did see that fucking Sissy Spacek is in it, who played Carrie, and
Oh, wow.
I was like, that's okay. I'm okay. Yeah. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's a fantastic callback.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's got Bill. What's his face in it? The guy who played It. It's actually got that actor in it, so he's got
Skarsgård. Yeah.
Skarsgård. Yeah. Cool. So I guess he'll make an appearance at some point.
Yeah.
Constantine, poster for the characters, the animated CW Seed show was released, and character to appear in 2-episode arc in Legends of Tomorrow.
Hallelujah! It's about time.
Yeah, he should be in it more often. He should be one of the through the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying that since the series started, basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
absolutely. We got some Roswell news. CW developing current day reboot of the TV show, which would be awesome.
Yeah, they're rebooting the hell out of everything. Like, the Dynasty premiere was, I think, last week, and I forgot they were doing that. I won't be watching it. I have no interest in it. But, like, okay, sure, fuck it, why not? They need more teen stuff that isn't superhero related, so go for it.
Well, they're what they're doing, and I think they're making it clear now, is nostalgia. They are betting off of people loving their comic book stuff, Archie, and like all of this stuff is nostalgia based.
True.
None of it's kind of original, even though it is sorta, but it's not it's not One Tree Hill. They're not doing what they used to do. Gossip Girl, like they're like.
But they kind of are.
They kind of are. That's what I'm saying. They're doing their original storytelling, but they're using characters where they're like, that will get them in the door, and this will keep them.
Right. This has recognition. People are going to tune in because they recognize the name or something.
And I like that. Yeah. I like that they're doing that with the Flash and Arrow and the Archie show. What's it called?
Riverdale.
Rivendell. My mind's just going literally blank today, so sorry.
Yeah, it premiered last week, and it's still awesome. Like, it's a really good show.
Yeah. But Roswell, definitely, yeah. I'll check that out. Aliens, hell yeah.
And here's something that's interesting, because it was a WB show.
Yeah.
They're rebooting their own property.
Yep. Yeah, I never really watched it back in the day.
Yeah.
But I will take an Alien show because X-Files comes back soon, right?
Yeah, and they're like, this is going to be it, isn't it? Like,
I hope not. They always say that.
Like, well, but I mean, they've been kind of firm on this of like, no, this is going to be.
Really?
It's like somebody. Who is it? Like, I think Gillian Anderson said, like, she's not coming back after this or something.
Okay.
There was somebody big involved who was like, yeah, I'm doing this, and then I'm out.
Okay. Yeah, no. Let's see. They're gonna do. This would be the 11th season, and it's gonna be 10 episodes.
Yeah. Is it 11? I thought it was 12.
Nope, there's only 11 X-Files seasons. 10 was last year.
Okay. Oh yeah, it did 9, and then they did, and then 10 was the most. Yeah, okay.
Murder and Scully meet the Were-Monster is still my favorite. That was too good. That was way too good.
No, because it was, what was it? It was the Were-Human, wasn't it?
The name of the episode is Mulder and Scully meet the Were-Monster.
The Were-Monster, okay.
Yeah.
But it was hysterical. It had no right to be that funny, but they made it work. Like, I applaud them. Well done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was so good. Let's get into some video games. Ubisoft, company to buy back 10% of its share before end of the year.
Yeah, Ubisoft is like, fuck this takeover nonsense. Like, we are Ubisoft. They've been fighting Vivendi forever. I know we've been talking about it since the show started, and it's probably been going on before that. But I'm behind Ubisoft 100% on this. Go for it. I love this fight. I want to see. This is the movie I want to see. I want to see somebody
behind the scenes, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to see this because like this is just. It gets more and more like Vivendi buys a little more, and then they buy a little more, and then the laws change so that at some point like they have to. If they buy, I think it was if they bought up to if they bought 30% of the stock, then they had to make a takeover bid. Like it's some kind of weird like European Union law or French law. And now Ubisoft has a deal where they're like, nope, we're going to buy 10% of this stuff back, and then they're going to strike it so it can't be taken back from them. Like they're like, this is some like it should be like such dull corporate whatever, but there's this odd almost viciousness to it that you hear about and you see in movies like Wall Street and Glengarry, Glenn Ross and all that kind of shit. But you kind of get the character of it playing out. You get that flavor, and I'm like, I want to see this as a movie. I want to see all this behind the scenes, like who's making deals and who's throwing shit at the wall. Like I want to see this.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that should be a movie in a few years. Absolutely. No, I agree, man. Yeah. What do you think? I know it's not on our docket, but real fast, there's been a lot of talk of these loot boxes. Are there loot boxes in 2K?
Yeah, there are.
But I was thinking about it. Like, Destiny technically has loot boxes. Every engram is a loot box, but you're not paying for it.
Right.
Then you have the ones you pay for, but it's all cosmetic stuff, mostly.
Yeah.
The stuff in the WB game, cosmetic stuff, and game stuff as well. But it's a single-player game.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't have to buy, but it makes the game go faster. Every game that I'm going to be playing has loot boxes, except for the Mario game coming out. And hopefully Wolfenstein doesn't have any. Doesn't seem like it does.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That's crazy. Every game right now has these things. And
here's the problem with them is that in some of them, look at Battlefront. 2K18 has the same problem. These are things that you can buy that are not cosmetic. These are upgrades. These are like in 2K18 it's movesets. That's you have entrance things and attire and all that kind of stuff, but a big thing that's included are movesets. Your online, like your My Career character. You can make like your own little whatever dude like you always have before and do whatever and add whatever moves and all that stuff and whatever attributes. But that's not your career character. Like that's the one you have to progress. You have to earn the attribute points, and some of the and when you get loot boxes, that includes moves.
Right.
And that pisses me off.
Oh yeah. And Battlefronts.
So many of the moves are locked, and they're like, oh, this can be found in a loot box. And I'm like, fuck this. Just I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. It's not, to be fair to them, it's not like attribute points or skill points, but it's moves, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Battlefront's the same way, man. All of your all of your like kind of like I guess there could be considered attributes, but like all of the
cards, all
the perks, all the cards, that's all in those loot boxes.
Yeah, and that's
so you could drop another $60 and suddenly like if you get Boba Fett, and you're in the air, you're invincible. You know, where another guy who gets Boba Fett who doesn't have all those star cards, you get shot out of the sky super easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the reality we live in, and so like it's one of those, like, every company's going to that. I think EA pulled back a little bit and they were like, we are going to not include certain cards in the loot crates that you buy because those are the ones we want you to only be able to get by earning them in the game. But yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I think they're the biggest offender, and I think it's one of those, like, be careful what you wish for when you don't want to pay for expansions.
Yeah.
Because this is their alternative, and it seems kind of predatory to play off of people's it's gambling. I mean, I know the ERSB whatever doesn't want to see it as that, but it's gambling. That's all it is. You're paying for a blind box, not knowing what you're going to get, with hopes that you're going to get something.
You're basically buying the video game equivalent of a scratch off ticket.
Right,
like
right.
You don't know if you're going to get the jackpot or if you're going to get a bunch of crap. Like it's
right.
It's the same kind of thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I think it was Blizzard or Activision that made like $3.7 billion last year alone on in-game purchases.
Jesus.
So that's Overwatch, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo. That's why this is a thing. The Call of Duty, Destiny, those are all Activision Blizzard. So that's why this is a thing. Because there is serious money to be made here. They are doing exactly what mobile does, where with that, the problem is you're paying $60 on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I think this is going to be the biggest talking point. It is right now in video games. I think it will be especially next year when all these games come out. Is it going to be in the Spider-Man game? Is it going to be in what games are these not going to be in? Is it going to be in God of War? Where is this going to stop? I think a lot of the first party games it's not going to be, but a lot of the third party it will.
Yeah, I can see that. And here's the thing. Like, Spider-Man is a halfway decent way to do it because you can have different skins. I'm alright with that. Like, if the costumes are just costumes.
Cosmetic, yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like, I have no problem with the games that do it, like, for just cosmetic shit. Because I don't care.
Overwatch.
That doesn't bother me. But
Overwatch is a perfect example where it's all of it is cosmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heroes never change the way. You're never going to have perks or anything else like that. It's all strictly cosmetic. I don't like how Overwatch is like, it is a limited time. Here's our October skins, and you'll never get them again. And maybe next year when we do Halloween again, but maybe.
I mean, that I understand. That's just business. I get that.
Yeah.
Like it's advertising. It's product. I get that. But like as soon as you start like, well, here's this thing you want to have that is some kind of progression or perk or actually affects the gameplay that you can possibly earn if you do enough grinding and go through enough crates. You might get it at some point, or you can buy this stack of crates and more than likely it's going to be in here. That's just garbage.
It feels gross. It's in every game. It was in Injustice. It's in all these new games. It's, I'm praying Nintendo doesn't do the same thing, for Christ's sake. I could totally see them putting this in Animal Crossing, and I don't want them to. That would be insane. Or Pokemon or something.
Could you imagine having a new Smash Brothers game where like the items are locked behind this kind of shit? You haven't unlocked the hammer yet. Like, oh my god, there would be fucking riots.
No, keep that in the mobile side. If you want to make a mobile game like that, whatever, Nintendo, but do not put that in your $60 titles.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be the one safe place, and that would be a selling point for people with Nintendo. Be like, you don't have to worry about that shit here. Come play Doom, come play Mario, come play Stardew Valley. You ain't got none of that shit to worry about.
Once you buy the game, you're done.
It's gonna be weird looking back. I think of a year or two from now, and seeing like everything that's out then and everything that was out a few years ago. Like, hey, remember when we bought a game and we could just play it and have fun and beat it and it was a great story, and now it's like some loot crate train,
Yeah. Well, how do you think people, look back at when a game was just a game, and then you got expansion packs, and then expansion packs became DLC, and then that became season passes, and And I know this is not the same, because this is just unlocking things that are already there as a fast way to do it. And I understand the mindset of looking at it from, well, you don't have to, and if people want to pay, what's the harm? Let them pay. The harm is it fucks up the experience for everybody else. That's the harm of it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And this is going to be one of those things where it's going to be interesting to see how the companies do, because we're going to have to start paying with our wallet. That's the only thing that's going to change their mind, is if and I don't think people are going to. People are going to. It's going to become the norm, I think. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, we got to take a quick break. We got some other stuff to talk about. Again, we listen to We Geek Podcast on N.FM. We'll see y'all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And we're getting some weird news now. Did you see that IGN bought Humble Bundle?
What?
Yeah, they bought Humble Bundle. So now they publish games.
Okay.
That's weird.
That's yeah. What? I'm sorry. I'm going to be working on this for a while. What?
Yeah, they bought Humble Bundle, and they swear their editorials stay out of the other side of the business. Promises.
Yeah, for now.
Oh man, I watched real fast. I watched a H3 podcast with Donkey, the guy who did the YouTube video about games critics. I don't know if you remember that. He made a YouTube video about game critics and how it's weird how in their review they will talk down a game, and then at the end they'll be like, it's a 9.
Yeah.
And he had several IGN people message him afterwards and said, oh, the reviewers don't actually give the number. It's the editors that do.
Fuck.
Yeah, so like they'll write the review and they might have a number, an idea, and the editors will go, no, that's more of an 8. So put an 8 there at the end. That's creepy, right? It's weird.
Yeah, that's why I don't number shit when I do reviews. I'm just because first off, that whole system sucks. And I know we've talked about this a shit ton because of Metacritic and all that stuff, blah blah blah. But just it feels gross. It does. It's so problematic, and
it's why Jeff Gerstmann left GameSpot, because he didn't like I think it was Kane & Lynch.
Kane & Lynch too. Yeah.
Yes. And he thought it was garbage, and they were like, well, it looks more like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah. And he went ahead with his shit anyway, and they were like, yeah, no, you're gone.
You're gone. They canned him. And so that's why I have so much love and respect for Giant Bomb, because all of their advertisements, all of that stuff is all non-gaming stuff. It's Audible. It's all this other stuff. They find ways to not have those two things cross, because it's super important to them.
No conflict.
I know we don't have much time because we got a lot of news, but I thought that was a super crazy thing that happened. And it honestly, if anything you take from this, read a review. Don't pay attention to the numbers. The numbers are silly. If the review sounds anything entertaining to you, do it. Also, go to other places. There's a lot of YouTubers out there, and be careful with them too. Make sure that they're not it's not an ad for a game. Make sure that they didn't get paid to play Mordor or something like that.
Right.
Seek out people like Total Biscuit and stuff like that, because they are completely free from all of that stuff, and they will give their honest opinion, and sometimes it's bad, sometimes I don't agree with them. Jimquisition, he's another one where you might not agree with all the stuff he says, but he's very much an advocate of putting it how he has his own opinion, and he doesn't care about advertisers or any of that stuff.
That's okay. I'll give you that. That's a fair point.
Right. Seek out people that that don't have that tie. You're going to get way more honest opinions, and if they don't sync up with you, that's cool. Whatever. That's not your dude. That they don't have the same things. But that's why I like Total Biscuit, because a lot of stuff that he likes, I like, and so I know if he doesn't like it, I don't know if I will. You feel like you're getting more of an honest opinion. So
yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, let's move on. We got a ton of news still to go through. Star Wars Thrawn Alliances. Timothy Zahn writing the second canon Thrawn novel. Story to show Thrawn joining forces with Darth Vader. That's interesting.
I'm looking forward to that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. Rogue and Gambit couple getting comic series coming in January.
About damn time.
Oh, yeah. And McDonald's Szechuan sauce to return in the winter. in proper quantities this time.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, did they fuck up that Saturday.
Yeah, and to be fair, they owned it. They were like, you know what? We heard you. We're going to do this the right way. So good
They
for
didn't
them.
realize how crazy people are about Rick and Morty. And, like, oh
Yeah.
my god. That fan base has been getting dragged the last few like months from a lot of personalities saying they're garbage. And to be fair, there's a lot of crazy people in that fan base.
Well, you know, there's good and bad. It's like bronies.
Exactly. Bingo. And I didn't want to drag them anymore because I love Rick and Morty, but yeah, people can be too much sometimes. And you like you said, you see that in all different fan bases. Like even the Star Wars, some people take it way too far.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
yeah. So good news. We're all gonna get that sauce in wintertime, and it's hopefully where it's like it's a month or two, where it's like you can go any day and get some, you know,
right,
and try it out. Rugrats FYE offering Raptor bars for sale in store. Raptor cereal online. That's so cool. That's awesome.
Because like this came out of the blue. It was like, holy shit, this is a thing. And
yeah,
awesome.
Don't they have a movie coming out? I know there's a Hey Arnold one. But...
There's a Hey Arnold one. I don't think there's a Rugrats anything coming out anytime
That
soon.
is okay. Well, maybe this is a red herring.
Yeah. I think it was just like, hey, nostalgia works.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Well, the topic this week we're going to talk about
before we jump into this being serious, did you see they announced the title for the Han Solo film?
No, what is it?
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Okay.
I'm not even fucking kidding you. Like, they had a title card and everything. I was like, oh
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, sure, whatever.
All right, there you go. Oh yeah, well you take it. Let's go into the topic.
Yeah, because I mean, how could we not talk about the fact that just we guys, come on, I'm talking to us for a minute. We've got to stop this shit, because this is on us. Everything, all this Harvey Weinstein nonsense and any seniority from what was it, Honest Trailers, like this this shit's got to stop, man. And it's on us to stop it. We can't, women have to speak up, women have to do this. I mean, that's part of it, but we're the ones that keep doing this shit. Like, this is on us. We have to speak up, and we have to not allow this to be a thing anymore. Like, This is our responsibility as guys to not only just stop doing this shit, but get mad at people who do this shit. How, I mean, people have talked about Harvey Weinstein doing this for decades, and nobody did anything. And that's...
Didn't, like, Ben Affleck try to... I read that he... I don't know if it's... maybe I shouldn't say it, because I don't know if it was true or not. But I was reading that, like, him and Kurt Russell were trying to actively stop people from talking about it.
Yeah, like, it's...
And that's what bit Ben Affleck... Because he apparently groped someone on MTV when he was younger.
Yeah, on TRL. Yeah, that's...
TRL. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he's come out since and been like, and done the apology tour kind of bit, and I'm just like, can we just stop this shit? Like, this is beyond far enough,
Yeah.
And just because, oh, I'm rich, I'm famous, I have some semblance of power, so no, you don't. You're a fucking tool, and just like this, we hear about women need to speak up, and it's not that simple. We need to create a society where they feel safe to speak up. Sure, that's part of it, but rule number one, first and foremost, should be don't do this. Like, that's if we can follow rule number one, we don't need any others, because it won't be a thing anymore. But and it's on us to stop just turning a blind eye to this shit. If you're if you're someone who works in an environment where this kind of thing happens or is rumored to happen, or if it's the kind of thing, well, everybody already kind of knows about it, well, then what are you doing about it? And if your answer is nothing, then this is your fault too. And there's no excuse for shit anymore.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's crazy, and it seemed like reading a lot of the stories. Like, I'm sure you've seen the people on Facebook with the Me Too stuff on Twitter. Like, they talk about their stories, and it's alarming. Like,
the stuff I've seen has been breaking my heart, because I'm I hate being one of these guys who's like, and I know these people and it's happened to them, and because you don't,
Right.
because people don't talk about it, because people don't feel safe or comfortable talking about it, and that's gotta fucking
Right.
stop.
Right. When they're the victim and they feel like, how is this gonna, like, even the guy at Naughty Dog came out recently and said he was harassed. Harry Knowles, for example, the guy who runs AintItCoolNews.com, he lost all of his editors because all these people came out of the woodwork now and talked about him sexually harassing them. Like, it's been eye-opening the last few weeks.
And let's take a second and talk about Naughty Dog's fucking terrible response to this. Did you read their statement in response to this?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. That was such a, we're a corporation, so we have lawyers who told us this is what we're supposed to say. That was, come on, really?
Do you think if anything was, but I agree with you. That was freaking the wrong response to say. They had to have responded that way if there actually wasn't any, they would have to, right? Or else they're going to get sued up the yin-yang if he has proof that he had this reported and it was documented, right?
Well, you would think, but how many other instances are there where there have been reports filed and nothing ever happens? I mean,
that's true.
That's part of this whole thing, is that there's so much of this also is just, at its core, is hearsay. It's stories. Mm-hmm. It's, here's what I'm saying this happened, and somebody else says it didn't happen. It's not until, it's like the shit with Bill Cosby. Years ago, when a couple of women came out and said, hey, this happened, nothing happened. Nobody gave a shit. And then, flash forward a handful of years, and dozens of women came out, and people finally went, oh, wow, then this was really fucking terrible. That's the problem. And don't give me any of this, false reporting, well, they make things up. Shut up. That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's what what's his face came out and tried to say. Andy, mine's going blank again. The director, the one who married his stepdaughter.
Oh, Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. I was gonna say Andy.
I don't know.
Woody Allen. There's a connection there. Toy Story. Okay, that's why my mind went there.
Okay.
Sorry. But anyway, what was it? Okay, so anyway, he came out and was like, I'm afraid of the witch hunts that could come of this.
Yeah.
Of all people.
Yeah, right. What did I see? Somebody tweeted, Woody Allen gets to have all the seats now. Like, are you fucking, there was another tweet that I loved that was like, now we're just waiting for Roman Polanski's reaction to Woody Allen's reaction. Like, I don't really fucking care what Woody Allen has to say about this.
Exactly.
Of all people, I don't want Bill Cosby's statement on the matter. There are some people who just have to shut the fuck up. Yeah. And I did this. It's insane. And to see people who still come out and say, well, were they asking for it? Like, what year is this? Are you insane? Like, what?
Yeah.
And to see, I can't imagine, because Donna Karan was one of the people that came out and said that. And I can't imagine what it would be like as a woman to see a woman come out and say that. I cannot imagine what that must be like. And it makes me sick. I can't imagine how that must feel. I don't understand this, man. I don't fucking get it. And I mean, it's not to see, like, here we have YouTube people who are accused of it. And I'm like, how insecure are you? Where as soon as you get a channel on YouTube and you think you have the right to do this shit, like, are you serious?
Yeah, people see that as like it's any kind of power. It's they see, oh, here's this woman and she's coming in here and I could get her exposure and all this other stuff, and all she's got in him, and he starts going in. Yeah, it was just disgusting reading the stuff that he wanted her to do. Oh man, like it's just so gross.
And and to see, I mean, this to be the guy who throws this out there and says, this does happen to men too. And we've seen statements from a handful of
Corey Feldman he's been talking about this for years, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had Steve Hofstetter put a statement up today, the YouTube guy who deals with all the hecklers, of how
Yeah.
of how he wasn't booked at a club way back in the day because he refused. Like the manager was coming on to him, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I don't know, I don't like this." But he didn't say anything about it because even back then, you just like it was almost this weird accepted part of the business, and it should never be that. And
Yeah.
guys, this has to stop. This is on us to stop this.
Yeah.
And sorry, but this is our responsibility to handle this shit. If you know rule number 1, don't do it. Rule number 2, if you're in that kind of atmosphere, then do something about it. Like
Right.
don't just,
Don't laugh it off.
right, I'm well, this is somebody who could ruin my career. You're standing there next to somebody who's some kind of sexual predator. Ruin their fucking career first. Like
Yeah.
that's that is, sorry, do the right thing. And
Yeah.
I know that's not easy. I know it's not that simple, but it should be. Bottom line, it should be that simple to just be a decent human being for a change.
Right. Well, the the only silver lining I guess you can take of that is of what's happening is that more people are now being more open to do that. And that's encouraging, seeing all of the support online, if that makes sense. Um, the people coming out and saying, well, I've seen them share my stories, I'm going to now share my story. And, with the hope of that, more people are going to share. Hopefully it stops, obviously, but I hope that because they see these people being open and honest about it, it encourages them to do so as well and go, you know what, this isn't right. And, I see the support they're getting, I can get the same support as well.
Here, here.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're at the end of the show. We talked a little bit about Discovery, and we didn't really go. I guess we went a little bit into the other movies that you saw. I need to get this movie passed, dude, so we can really start talking about movies again.
It's so worth it. You gotta do it.
Yeah, I just got to do it. But we will be back next week. Make sure you go to our Facebook group, We Geek Podcast. Make sure you go to our Twitter at We Geek Podcast, at The Logan Witt, at Adam Estep. Make sure that you go to iTunes and give us a review. And we send us an email, wegeekpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll be back next week. Captain?
Captain.